Hi, this is Todd for Song vs. Song. We are, of course, still on summer break, but to give you something to tide you over in the meantime, we are going to unlock this bonus episode. Hope you like it. This is one of our bonus episodes that we put up exclusively on Patreon, and if you want more of this, you can go over there, toss us a buck or two, and you will get the entire backlog of bonus episodes that we've been doing for like 5 years now. I hope you like it. Here we go.
It's Song vs. Song with our very special guest, Dan Olson! Yay! What's really gonna bake your noodle is, did I invite Dan Olson as a guest only to set up that gag? And the answer is an emphatic yes.
Sweet. I'm glad. That pleases me.
It was not a bad Kermit voice. I thought it was solid.
Yeah, it was solid. Yeah,
It's great. I thought you were going to announce that, like, I thought we were going to do a regular opening, and then you were going to be like, and we have a special guest, and then Dan was going to come in and be like, hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. Thanks for having me on. It's not very often you get a chance to critique your own work.
I'm sure Dano will get a chance to break out his Kermit voice, which, everyone has.
Oh, the problem is that mine is like so thoroughly polluted by a Jordan Peterson impression.
I've never actually.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that is. I guarantee you, all three of us could probably do a better Kermit voice than the guy who's currently doing it.
Oh, poor Matt Fowler! Don't do him like that. In fairness, he was originally, he did a lot of voices, but he was the voice of Constantine in Muppets Most Wanted, which we will probably discuss.
That's incredibly fun. Oh, man. But, let's the normal intro. So now let's get things started. This is what we call Song versus Song. Patreon bonus episode exclusive, or not, we will find out. But we, every month, you guys make us watch something, and we try to have thoughts about it for an hour. This month, you guys picked The Muppets. The Muppets. Not any Muppets, The Muppets. The 2011 movie starring Jason Segel, Amy Adams, and potentially some Muppets.
Yeah. Does anyone have any? So I saw it when it came out, and this morning was the first time I watched it since 2011. And I was not particularly surprised by how much of it I had just sort of forgotten.
Well, I remember it being a big thing at the time. I remember everyone seemed very happy about it. What's your Muppet history period? Are you,
I was so into the Muppet movie that I coaxed my brothers into putting a blanket over the television and doing a pantomime of the first 20 minutes for my mom.
Wow.
I was like, Jim Henson dying is like the first celebrity death I remember, period. In 1990. Wow. I was 8.
I'm a little younger than you, and I did not grow up with the Muppet movies at all. I think the only one I saw as a kid was Muppet Treasure Island. I was into the show because they were constantly airing old reruns of that on Nickelodeon. So that is my canonical Muppets. It's the show, the Muppet Show. And I didn't watch, I think maybe I caught a little bit of Great Muppet Caper as a kid, but mostly I watched these movies as an adult, except Muppet Treasure Island. That's my Muppets. And Lena, where are you coming to? We've already done a Muppet movie.
We did. Well, we did the original Muppet movie, didn't we?
We did the Muppet movie. Now we do the Muppets.
Yes.
So
I think what I said then, which is still true, is that I grew up on The Muppets Take Manhattan. That was the movie that I watched over and over and over again as a kid. And it's still, I guess, probably as a result, my favorite of the Muppet things. But I was less on The Muppet Show and was more like a Fraggle Rock kid. That was like my big, trash heap, Muppets related thing,
Yeah.
And as far as this movie, I also saw it in theaters. I was working at a comic book store, and there was this girl there who I took on a date. to see the Muppets 2011. And I was so attracted to her at the time that I found out as we were on the date that she was a gun-toting Republican. And I was like, you know what? For a one-off date, I'm going to let this ride, which is terrible. Listen, I'm not proud of it, but it's one of those. So here's the thing. The punishment is, one, I have to live with the truth of that memory. And two, now it's out in the world and people will be mad. It's fine. It's okay. I accept the consequences of my actions.
Yeah, I don't think I saw this in theaters. I think I caught up afterwards. In fact, I remember I did watch the Oscars that year, and this is an Oscar-winning movie. And I remember, him winning the best song, Brett McKenzie, and I do not remember. I do not remember having seen the movie yet, so it must have been after the fact that I caught up with it. But I remember everyone was very, very happy that the Muppets are back.
Yeah.
And
this was a big success. It was like its box office was like 160 million, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Muppets were back, or so we thought. And they've been back many times since, trying to be back.
In fairness, This was the era where they were back, right? Because they had this. A few years later, they made Muppets Most Wanted. And then the year after that, they had a season of The Muppets, the mockumentary style sitcom. And then it was gone. Like, that was the period. So it basically lasted from like 2011 to like 2015, 2016. And then it was gone again for the most part until and then they were doing, all these weird side shows occasionally until today. And we'll probably talk about the 2026 Sabrina Carpenter one-off for now.
I found at the time, I was riding the hype train of Muppets are back. They're finally they're doing something with it. And I found that watching it now in 2026, it almost seems like it was self-prophetic in that you made a movie about how Muppets are dated and cringe, which just actually did kind of make them dated and cringe. Like you embraced the dated and cringe a little too much. And maybe in 2011, we were here for a bit of no, we need some media that's just about being happy. And it's not cynical, like reality TV. And it almost just, now I'm you kind of made the Muppets simplistic.
So there is a moment in that 2011 movie where there's the Muppets.
Yeah.
And they sort of have a big show of the fact, they tell off the Muppets for being these throwback hippies.
Yeah.
And how they're going to replace them with let's just say it, especially when they introduced the new Fozzie Bear, suspiciously ethnic. I did not care for that. I don't remember what I thought about it in 2011, but in 2026, that hits bad.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't mind it. In fact, literally the only thing I could remember about the 2011 Muppets was fake Fozzie going waka waka.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just they're hey, it's urban, and that's bad.
You're not wrong about the urban coding, but at the same time, they're they are just sort of they're initially posed as they're Reno. They're a show in Reno, so they're Muppet
impersonators,
trashy impersonators,
which is fine
at a low rent. But you're not wrong about their styling is then
it's the final result of
flavor.
Them, right?
Yeah,
but they bring them back at the end where it's you're clearly meant to think this cynical bad thing. Right. It's not I don't think at any point they go this billionaire is going to make the Muppets woke. It's nothing like that. But there is still something kind of weirdly gross about it. Only in that one moment.
Muppet Rolf is an amazing background gag. Muppet Rolf looks very fantastic.
Yeah. I just wish everybody I think that it's both the Janice and the Miss Piggy. both are like very like drag coded. And I was like, I don't know, you guys. And like, here's the thing. Am I being easily offended by this? Perhaps. But it hit me in a way that I wasn't expecting, where I was like, I don't care for it.
Sure.
I think that's fine. It's I'm not offended by it. It's a joke of we're updating the Muppets to be edgy for the 90s, and like I get that. So it's trying too hard to be cool is what I took from the Muppets.
I guess. I think okay. So to get it out of the way, I am not a huge fan of this movie.
I just found it largely insubstantial.
So my beef with it is, and I think that Todd, you sort of hinted at it at the beginning. It's not much of a Muppet movie. Yeah. It is a movie about Jason Segel, Amy Adams, and Jason Segel's brother, Walter, named after Walt Disney, which I only just found out today.
Huh.
And who is, for some reason, a Muppet who whistles. And I was like,
I've got beef with the whistling.
I can't wait to get to it. I genuinely, thoroughly excited. But like, this is it. I went back and I watched it and I thought, I'm sure part of this is that I just watched a Muppet special that was like 30 minutes long, that was designed to reintroduce them by being like, well, we've been away for a while. We're going to dust off the studio and do a show in 30 minutes. And I was like, this 30 minutes versus Muppets 2011, which is almost 2 hours. Boy, the benefit of a half an hour meant that they didn't spend all that time on setup, which felt so like it does not work for me narratively that they like spend all this time like piecing the Muppets back together. What's like Miss Piggy is in Paris, like Fozzie's in Reno. I was like, I know that we've done similar things like this in the Muppets movie. Like, I get it. There are things that I think, like, if you look at the 2011 and then Muppets Most Wanted, like, they're gleaning ideas from Muppets Past, but in a way that I think is less effective.
Yeah. You're not wrong about it being a movie about, like, Jason Segel and Amy Adams, Gary and Mary, but also, like, they just disappear for a huge chunk, and Walter disappears for a huge chunk. And so you've got these different parts, and they're not even really working as, like, A plots and B plots, because they're not interwoven. They just, like, start and stop.
It is, very telling that Mary and Gary did not return for the sequel.
Yeah, it's very comical. For people that don't know, I literally just watched Muppets Most Wanted for the first time because I don't remember why I didn't watch it when it first came out. I think the bloom had kind of come off the rose for me with the Muppets pretty quickly. But
I mean, also it very strongly features
Ricky
Gervais, right as he was like really getting on everyone's nerves.
Yeah, I asked Todd when he was watching it too. I said, remind me, was this before or after he hung himself up on the atheist cross?
That was literally what I was about to ask, is where was this in relation to that photo?
3 years after the photo shoot did that movie come out.
So that is probably the reason I didn't watch it then. I think that's a question answered. Because certainly Ricky Gervais on his own, not one of my faves. And also like that particular flavor of atheism no, I just can't. Like, I find that insufferable. Anyway, the way that they opened that. Sorry, God.
For the both of you, were you both like positive on it at the time?
I think I was. I think I remember like coming out and feeling like I think that I fell for like the nostalgia rate, right? Like listening to, they did Rainbow Connection and like Kermit and Piggy sing it together. I think that I think I bought into that.
Yeah. And then I forgot it for 15 years.
Yeah. It's good that you guys were positive about it from the beginning, because I was negative on it from the beginning. I didn't like it from the first time I saw it. And I wish we had someone here who really go to bat for the Muppets 2011, because it still got pretty good reviews on Letterboxd and all that shit. And
I've got a number of like things that there are a lot of things that I liked. Like I've got a whole list here of like, okay, these gags got a like solid laugh out of me. I liked this one. I liked this one. I just went back to it and I'm like, it's like, wow, this really just isn't this isn't very cohesive, and a lot of it feels real, just like it felt more sincere in 2011 when the Muppets had just kind of been on this one little break,
downward slide,
and now it's like they've been floundering, and Disney has been like visibly uncertain about what to even do with the Muppets for years now. And so like watching it in that context is like, because it still has the whole, like, it's like, oh, we're washed up, and it's like, well, now you're like twice washed up. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
The movie it reminds me of now watching it is Ghostbusters 2016. The pieces are all there. Yeah. It's very funny in parts, but
does not work as a
and especially it is way too reverent about this IP.
Sure. Yeah.
It is.
Yes, what you're telling me is that somewhere there's an alternate universe where James Rolfe made a video about this called No, I Refuse.
Like, it loves the original too much, just like so many of the IPs these days are from fanboys who just want, The Simpsons or Star Wars. It's just people who, just happy to be there. And it doesn't really feel like the work of like an artist that had something to do with, something to say exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'll buy that. Yeah.
I'm really curious how Jason Segel, of all people, had the clout to be the one to try and bring it back.
I mean, isn't the reason just he did that Dracula musical and Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Is that it?
I think that's literally it. I think they were like, oh, this guy's for real. He really loves the Muppets.
Yeah. Yeah. He really loves it. And like he has or at least had like a lot of connections and a lot of clout on the like production side of things, behind the scenes. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I guess I can't substantiate this, but based on like the little like IMDb facts, there's a thing where like Frank Oz was going to do it and then he hated it. He hated the idea. And so he was like, I'm not going to direct this. And there was apparently some bit where they had done like an early screening, or they had shown some footage, and like they were like, here's a thing to keep you humble, Jason Segel. And it was a note that said that this kid didn't like Gary. And they were like, why? And he was like, I just don't like his face. And I was like, the fact that somebody would give that to Jason Segel, I was like, that doesn't happen for no reason. Like something happened that resulted in that as a consequence. I don't know what it is, but it happened.
On the note of too reverent, one of the things that I love about the Muppets as a whole is just, it's a Jim Henson fact, is that a lot of the classic puppets, like even pre-Muppet Show puppets, things that we would consider to have like historical relevance now, are lost to time, because he would just like toss them to his kids and be like, here, he'd just let them play with them. Jim saw the puppets themselves as like disposable. That it's like they're a tool that gets used in the production of art and entertainment. They are not spiritually endowed with some mystical quality. If the kids play with and destroy Kermit, I will make another Kermit. And that's an attitude that is like, this movie does not share.
Yeah, it really loves like the things too much, and it's very clear that Segel wrote the screenplay, right?
Yeah, he's one of the two listed screenwriters.
Yeah, well, it reads like fanfic. It reads like fanfic where I get to be a Muppet.
I get to be a Muppet, and here's my OP.
You mean a Muppet of a man?
Yes.
Which song won the Oscar?
I think
Muppet
it was that one, right?
Man or Muppet, yeah. It was a funny year too, because there were literally only 2 nominees.
Oh.
And they had to I don't know how that happened, but they had to rewrite the rules and stuff to, get an actual full slate of nominees again. I don't know what happened there.
What did this win over?
Probably some Diane Warren thing no one cares about. Let me check really quick. Brett McKenzie. something from Rio that I don't know.
The Bird movie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Bird movie featuring in a prominent role Jermaine Clement. Now that I think about it. So
who is in Muppets Most Wanted. You know what this also reminds me of, since you brought up Ghostbusters 2016?
Mm-hmm.
It's also a little bit Force Awakens.
How so?
In the sense that you start with a new Muppet person who like the force is within him, and you don't really meet like any of like the main Muppets, like Han Solo, for example, and Chewbacca, who's just basically a giant Muppet, until like a third of the way into the movie. And it's also extremely like almost unbearably reverent. Reverent. Yes, that's the word.
You know, I don't, feel quite the same way about Force Awakens as that, because whatever you say about those movies, Finn, Rey, and Poe are good enough characters with good enough actors to hold up a movie.
Yeah.
And Gary, Mary, and Walter, I just don't feel like. I really didn't like Walter.
Walter is,
but
Walter
I really
is
didn't
nothing.
like Gary.
Walter is filler.
Yeah, he's again like when they do the Muppets Most Wanted, the opening is the 2011 movie was just a movie, and they have like two like body doubles for Jason Segel and Amy Adams, and they like move off camera away from them, and then that's it. And then they go on with the real Muppets. And I feel like perhaps this is going to be I don't know if this is like going to be controversial. Muppets Most Wanted is like 10 times the movie that Muppets 2011 is. It's way better. I think the songs are better. I think narratively it's better. It's an actual Muppet movie the whole way through.
Like I said, I checked it out on Letterboxd, and it's Muppets 2011 on Letterboxd is close to 4, and Muppets Most Wanted is close to 3 stars, and that's just obviously wrong. Muppets Most Wanted is so much better. I rewatch clips from Muppets Most Wanted all the time.
Yeah,
there are,
like
a couple
listen,
songs in there I really like.
Here's the thing. First of all, it has that weird like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know. I was like, oh, that's the Constantine frog. That's the evil twin of Kermit.
the true legacy.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, like somehow Constantine returned. Anyway, but yeah, like that's been very memeified. And then honestly, the TV show that they did, that like Kermit's like nervously like biting his nails, is also a meme, and that's from that.
Huh.
So I think that those two are more memed. I don't think that's the reason they're better, but that's like my other thing is that one season TV show also better than the 2011 movie.
Did not watch it. Heard not good things about it.
I know. Nobody likes it except for me, I think. I'm like the sole holdout. I was rewatching it today. I watched like 9 episodes, and I was like, should I keep going? And the next episode starred Mindy Kaling, and I said, this is where I stop.
So one of the things, I want to talk about the whistling while it's on my mind, and just
fucking
like
Walter,
Walter's whistling, so much Walter, and just like how kind of shockingly structurally unsound the movie is, in that like, okay, so at the very end, Walter needs to go up and he needs to do a talent show thing, and he goes out and he starts whistling, and it's impressive and everything and whatever, and this is coming out of like completely nowhere.
Right.
I'm like,
he's never whistled.
He's never whistled at all before in the movie. And I was just sitting there like, this is the most obvious joke in the world, which is that like you give this character a very obvious talent that they're using constantly through the movie. But then when it comes time to like, oh, I got to try to do something, you have them waste a bunch of time on garbage that they're not even good at. And it's like when there's the obvious answer there, like, the whole time. Mm-hmm. And then someone's like, hey, why don't you try that thing you're a world-class talent at? That just might work. Like, it's sure, it's a blunt joke, but like, it's the Muppets.
Yeah.
Like, the Muppets is often at its best when it takes a blunt joke and really like goes with it. So like Chef opens the fridge and there's all the Muppet food inside, and they're on screen for about 2 seconds before he flamethrowers them. And it's like, and they light the props on fire. And I'm like, there you go. There's Muppet spirit right there. There's Muppet chaos.
Yeah. I think that the only time that Walter has a bit that works for me is there's a moment where they're trying to figure out where Kermit lives. And there's a guy with maps in front of a big chili dog place.
Yeah.
And they're like, how are we going to find him? And Walter's like, I've got an idea. And then it just cuts to them all eating these comically huge chili dogs. And they're like, this is a really good idea, Walter.
That was the first gag that got like a really good laugh out of me, so that I decided to start like keeping a list of like, okay, jokes that got a really good laugh out of me. Was that chili dog one. Because like, great execution on a very, very blunt, straightforward joke.
Yeah, I loved it. It was like that, and when they kidnapped Jack Black, and and there's a whole bit where like
they do the Kill Bill.
I like it because like Kermit's like you can't just kidnap a person, and they were like, well, we talked about it and we decided celebrities don't actually count as people, and I was like,
that was
a standing ovation from me.
No, that there was like a couple really good jokes in that, because there's also like, what's more illegal, kidnapping Jack Black or losing the studio to a contractual dispute.
I was like, kidnapping a celebrity, obviously.
I also like when they do Smells Like Teen Spirit, which apparently made Courtney Love very mad. And like Jack Black's like, you're butchering a classic.
That one was pretty funny. I did like the chicken CeeLo Green.
Oh, God, that made me die. Like, that was one I should have remembered because it made me die laughing the first time I saw it back, 15 years ago, and it made me die laughing again. I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe I forgot about this. That's such a good joke. That is absolutely my favorite joke in the entire movie. The chicken singing CeeLo's Fuck You in Clucking.
Kermit going through his Rolodex got funnier with time now that a lot of the people he calls are no longer alive.
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, that is funny. I have to say, Muppets Most Wanted, as a sidebar, you know how they like, people like to be in those movies? Like Dave Grohl was in the 2011 movie Out of Nowhere.
Yeah.
He's also part of the Muppets, right? He's like the one human Muppet. Todd had texted me when he was watching Muppets Most Wanted because he, as I did, experienced the horrifying jump scare of Sean P. Diddy Combs being amongst the Muppets. It was so shocking to me. I was like, boy, oh boy, 2014, a different era.
I am, I am generally shocked Disney has not edited him out yet. The only reason they haven't is because no one watches the Muppets. But
yeah, I was like, they edit everything. They literally added extra hair onto Daryl Hannah in the movie Splash so her butt wouldn't be showing.
Yeah.
And how many people are watching Splash?
Right. Like, for anyone who's watching this, just keep me updated on Muppets Most Wanted and if they have edited him out yet, now that we're about to publicize it. And, now that the Muppets are back,
I did
maybe?
see the frame from the movie going around when like Combs was like when the trial was going, because somebody just passed it around with like, it's like, what did Kermit know and when did he know it?
Now we've made a couple comparisons already. The Force Awakens and Ghostbusters 2016 and stuff, but like there is one that has driven me crazy since I first saw this back, in 2012 or whenever I saw it.
Is it The Country Bears?
It is. The plot to this movie is identical, beat for beat, 2002's The Country Bears. Literally. It starts with someone who is a big fan of blank and doesn't get that he is actually a blank himself, adopted by humans, going out to find them. They're washed up now. They need to be reunited. They need to do a big road trip to get them together. And they have a big concert at the end to raise the money to save blankety blank before famous evil character actor takes it from them. Like, it is note for note the same thing. And that blows my mind.
It's very strange. Here's another thing. I hate to say that the Country Bears has an edge here. However, here's a fundamental reality. They do say that like that character is adopted. Yes, that is a thing they establish.
Yeah, they completely forget to say that Walter is,
They never explain it.
They never explain it. They also don't do they don't explain it in either direction. They don't do the joke of like, we're brothers. We're not twins. You'll be forgiven for, like they don't, they mention it like they do it once. They do it once very early. And it's like, come on, like rule of threes, like hit this joke more than once.
It's very odd. Sorry, go ahead.
There's supposed to be a joke like that, like at the end of Kung Fu Panda, where, Panda's dad is about to reveal that he's adopted, and there's like, here's my secret sauce for the dumplings or whatever. And they just don't do that for the Muppets. I just do not like any second of these three characters. They are all terrible. Like, Amy Adams' character, God bless her, I love Amy Adams. Her character is the worst. Like, that is like, the second she showed up in the screenplay, someone should have said, nope, start over.
Yeah, it's very strange. I will say I am not a fan of a lot of the songs in it. There is nothing worse than Me Party. It's terrible.
Me Party. I liked Me Party.
Okay. I'll hear a defense of Me Party.
It was fun.
It
was an amount of fun that I enjoyed after a several minute drought of jokes that did not land or clearly had like a middle portion of them completely excised. Because boy, are there a lot of jokes that got like that visibly got edited around. Yeah.
So here's my problem with it. It is because there is a point where they switch from Mary to Piggy.
Yeah.
And I thought, if they had just somehow connected Mary to Piggy, right? Like, if there had been any connective tissue between these characters.
They were in a scene together.
Yeah, like, it never happens. Like, it's so strange. I'm, like, sitting there thinking, like, Does the Muppets 2011 not pass the Bechdel test? Is that a thing that we're unfortunately realizing in this moment? But like, it is very strange. And I think I found myself almost having this moment of, I was like, boy, this doesn't work. But what if Mary was a Muppet and there was no brother? Like, what is the stage? It's just so weird. She's so extraneous. She does not fit in with the rest of the narrative at all. And I'm like, what is the thing that would have made her feel in any way connected to this story? Because she's not. She's just like this weird, like, little satellite.
Oh, it's just like the most thankless girl role of all time. The nagging girlfriend. It was like, oh, you're neglecting our responsibility. We're supposed to be at an anniversary dinner or whatever the fuck. And it was like, If the name The Muppets was not attached to this, I cannot imagine Amy Adams would have signed on for this, because she had better things she could be doing in 2011. She was, on a roll.
Yeah,
like, she did not need to be in this.
It is shocking.
Like, she can get better roles in this.
Such a waste of her, because she's such a good performer.
Yeah, it's such a badly written role. It's just like no one wants this character in anything.
She gets two good jokes.
Which ones?
And that's how you repair a 12-volt.
Yeah, that's a good joke.
And it's not a good joke, but her delivery of it is good. The whole thing with the thesaurus. Particularly because it continues. So she does it when he walks in. She's like, I went to this alone. I did this independently. I did this in solitude. And then they drop it for like a few paragraphs of things. And then she's like getting ready to leave. It's like, I'm going to go for a walk. I don't remember the word, but like she like pulls the thesaurus out like one last time. I was like, okay, like solid delivery. You found the punchline.
Yeah.
But so like she's completely vestigial.
Here's the solution. And I feel that like it's actually obvious now that I'm thinking about it. It would never happen. You just take Jason Segel out of the movie. He's the character that if you take him out, like if it's Amy Adams and Walter, and there is no relationship, and Jason Segel is just a writer and producer on the movie.
Yeah,
he has
like
more time to punch up jokes. Like, it would have been better. I think the mistake is that he's in it.
Like I said, it feels like fanfic. It feels like it's a self-insert fanfic where, I get to be the Muppets, Jason Segel writing as himself and as Walter. I get to, because it's clearly written from a fan's point of view, because it is so reverent of it and so aware that the Muppets are not hot anymore.
Yeah.
I really wish they had not put that so much in there. Like, it's too meta.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that that's new to the Muppets, but like you said, it makes them sound double washed.
Yeah, and again, both this and Muppets Most Wanted are an hour 50. And especially in 2011, I really feel it. I really feel that length. And again, when they did this 2026 Muppet Show, they essentially did the same thing, except they only had a half hour to work with. So it's just Kermit walks in, they're dusting stuff off, and Rolf's playing sentimental music, and like they make a joke where it's like, "Oh, have you been here the whole time?" He's like, "Yeah, what'd you think this was, like sentimental montage music?" And then they start the show. And the only other reference is that Statler and Waldorf say they're back because they're broke. That's it. And then the show just carries on as normal. And that, again, like not having almost 2 hours to play with means that they don't waste so much time on repeatedly hitting this, like, they don't have it anymore. Nobody cares anymore. Like, that's a one and done reference, and then you move on.
And honestly, my least favorite song in the entire thing is the one that won the Oscar, because it's for Jason, and I don't like this character. In fact, I don't think even he has much to do with the movie, even. Like, at least Walter, you can say, is like a POV character to introduce him. Like, what's his name again? Gary?
Yeah, it's Gary, Mary, and Walter.
Like, he does not need a big show-stopping song. He does not need to have the centerpiece song in the movie. Like, the fact that he wrote it for himself is, let's admit it, kind of a Miss Piggy move, honestly. Imagine if he were playing Miss Piggy saying, "Oh, but Kermie, I have to have the big number in the middle of the movie." Like, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Although I did like the idea that, like, he sees himself as a Muppet and Walter sees himself as a human, and it is Jim Parsons.
That was good. That was good. Yeah.
That is a great use of Jim Parsons. Like, if this bland, featureless Muppet were a human person, what would it look like? That's a great gag. That is an amazing gag. Oh, sucks to be you, Jim Parsons. I was
going to say, I don't think it sucks to be him at all.
No. With his billions of Big Bang Theory money, no. Yeah, I'm kidding. Of course, he has his billions of, Big Bang Theory money over 12 seasons and reruns. So,
yeah, somewhere that man is like aware that you said that, and he's thinking, "Bazinga, bitch."
Every time someone says "Bazinga," I get $1.
Yeah,
it happens a lot.
While we're complaining.
Oh my God.
While we are complaining.
This is going to be a hated episode.
It really is. Like, people, do people still like this? Or, we'll see. Like, the fact that the Muppets petered out so quickly in this incarnation kind of suggests to me that, like, we all kind of fell off of it really quickly. Especially because, Muppets Most Wanted was very good. But while I'm complaining, I was talking about the Country Bears versus this. And I forget what you said was the big thing Country Bears had over it, but I can tell you what the big thing I think it has is over it is Christopher Walken. Chris Cooper is not good in this.
Not very. His a lot of his the editing's weird. And a lot of his scenes are kind of like cut short.
Like,
yeah.
it was
supposed to be Alan Rickman originally.
Oh, did he die?
I'd have to look on the timeline, but I know that was who they wanted.
No, he was definitely still alive.
Yeah, that was this was not the first choice, and
Rickman would have been amazing.
I think that would have been much better casting. I also just there is an explanation not within the cut of the film that we see for why he hates the Muppets. And also, I don't know if they ever actually explain it, but you got that he's incapable of laughing, right? That's a thing he can't do.
I eventually gleaned that joke out of the movie against the movie's will. Yes.
Yeah, that's like, this is one of those things where I kept thinking, like, if they had set this up, would I have found this more amusing? I don't know, but I can tell you that with no explanation, him just saying maniacal laugh is like, okay.
I mean, I remember learning that through trivia, reading the IMDb trivia at some point, and I was like, oh, that's what that gag was. It must have gotten eaten in the edit. I don't know. The editing is weird on this. Chris Cooper raps.
Oh, yes. That's right. Maybe that's the worst song.
It's easily the worst song.
He's Tax
even they're
Rich
ashamed
Man
to it.
Is the name Tax of the Richmond,
song? Yeah. Chris Cooper raps. This was obviously not a good idea. It's funny because you can so clearly hear that Brett McKenzie wrote it, and boy, like they end it quickly. Like I get the feeling that it was like a full song, and then they cut it to like, just the verse and the chorus because like
it was.
Because they're like,
so apparently there is a version of the rap where they reveal that like he hates the Muppets because like he got made fun of for not being able to laugh. Like there is a connection to his youth, the not laughing thing, and the Muppets. And I believe that it appears in the full cut of the song.
Okay, so this is a movie that was like in screenplay format was, like 2 hours, 10 minutes, 2 hours, 20 minutes, and was then cut down. Like basically, this is sounding like Siegel basically wrote a, oh dang it, who was the comedy producer at the time who was doing all the like heavy improv. Apatow. Like this, like Apatow. Like this is coming out of like the Apatow era of like movie comedy writing, where it's like, oh, we just write like 1 billion pages and shoot it all and then find it in the edit.
Yeah, and also, I think part of the reason why these movies are so long is because this is that era where like movies were long.
Yeah.
Like Disney was making long movies and going like, people like it. More is better.
The songs in Muppets Most Wanted are so good.
They're great.
All of them are better. All of them are better than the ones in Muppets 2011. And, I feel like I am overpraising Muppets Most Wanted maybe to make up for like how down I am on Muppets 2011.
I really don't think you are. I watched that movie and I was angry. Because you don't want to like the Ricky Gervais movie.
Right.
You don't. Right. Like I wanted to be down on it. I was expecting to hate it. I remember like the one thing I recall about it being released was I heard a bunch of people talking shit about how bad Tina Fey was in it. Wrong.
Incorrect.
Tina Fey is great. In fact, if anything, I could have had more Tina Fey in that movie. She is extremely good. She is very Muppetish. She's in love with Kermit. This is an element of the story. And I was like, could have been more of this. Like, it really is good. And if I'm going to give a defense of the TV series they made that also makes it for me better than the 2011 movie and worth watching is the Kermit and Piggy have broken up and now Kermit is dating a new pig.
As a type.
Yeah. And he literally, it's in the pilot episode. He's like, what can I say? I have a type. Like it's very funny. And like Ms. Piggy has a late night talk show and the way they characterize the way that they write Piggy is so good. It's such a good revolution of her character. And there's a bit where Kermit has an anniversary coming up with his new pig girlfriend and he has not gotten her a gift. And it becomes clear that he definitely should have. And he is asking everybody what to do. And everyone's like, you should talk to Miss Piggy. She is great at giving gifts. So he goes and begs Miss Piggy for help. And she like asks him like this huge battery of questions and like is like, what's your song? And like, he's like, I don't know that we have one. And she's like, don't you remember the song that we had? And she like sings the song and like Kermit just like vomits out a whole bunch of facts about his girlfriend. And Piggy's like, got it. And she goes out and she gets this wonderful little like jewelry box with like a little bracelet that has like a ketchup bottle on it because I guess his girlfriend really likes ketchup. And the whole ending is the girlfriend loves the gift and she sees that there is a little switch inside of the jewelry box. And when she presses the button, the song that was Ms. Piggy and Kermit's song plays. And the new girlfriend is like, oh, I love this song, and starts singing it to Kermit. And they cut to Miss Piggy, and Miss Piggy is like, she's like, like Kermit was right. We are friends. And you don't, but you don't have your ex ask, you don't have your ex buy your girlfriend a gift. That's messed up. And I was like, you know what? That's right. Like, it's great because it makes Miss Piggy like she's still a bitch, but you're like, that's correct.
Yeah,
that's right. Like she has good reason. Like Kermit, it's a little more of like a relationship akin to like Liz Lemon and why am I blanking on her name? Todd, you remember the name of every character?
Jenna Maroney. There
you go. Yeah. It's a little more of that. It's like a very 30 Rock style.
I liked when they're kidnapping Jack Black and Jack Black is like, Animal, what are you doing here? And Animal says, acting. Natural. There are a number of good jokes in this movie.
Some other really good one-off jokes. Amy Adams is, Fozzie and Kermit are having their first like face-to-face in years. And Amy Adams is like, we should go. And Jason Segel's like, we should, but I want to hear what they have to say. What else? Gonzo's automatic destroy plumbing business button.
Yes, that's a good bit.
You can't drive to France. It's way too far.
We'll travel by map.
That's a good.
Hobo
and then they
Joe
come up from the water, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Hobo Joe, I think. Good joke. Was that Zach Galifianakis?
It is. And in fact, he returns. He shows up again in Muppets Most Wanted.
Is he the only returning human?
He must be. I'm trying to think I'm trying to remember if I liked Muppet Man or not.
I did not.
Muppet Man could have been better. Muppet Man was like a half-formed bit. It needed more time to cook.
I like that Miss Piggy was stunned that she fell for it.
See, it was a good punchline. Like I can see why it survived.
Yeah,
I can see why it survived because like I can't believe I fell for Muppet Man is a really good punchline. But the
bit itself is not good. Also, wait, 2011 is the one where Fozzie has the fart shoes?
Yeah,
that also. There was, I think, like a behind the scenes like that was like too lowbrow for the Muppets, which is not the reason that I dismiss it. I think it's just that it's not that funny.
I like the bit where it's like we were so close with the telethon money.
I didn't like the joke. It's simply because like I like the concept of the joke, but again, undercooked. It happens way too fast. And there's like there's no time to really absorb that, like, okay, was the thing wrong all along because the decimal place wasn't there, or did you just hit it and make it glitch and now it's displaying like a messed up number?
It could be mechanically a little better, but the concept is really good.
The concept is really good.
And just the fact that it's like, that makes me feel better, actually. We were nowhere near close. That's a good bit. One thing I will absolutely say about Muppets Most Wanted better than Muppets 2011, the guest stars are used way better. Now that you said the Apatow thing, like it really does feel like, hey, we got like a bunch of people who want to be in the Muppet movie. We'll put them in there, and it doesn't matter where. We have a human role. You're gonna play this role where maybe you'll say something funny, Sarah Silverman or Rashida Jones or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, Muppets Most Wanted does that a little bit too, just because like Lady Gaga is there
for no reason. Yeah,
for no reason. She's there for a split second and then gone. And then when you're in the Gulag, that's like the big thing. Kermit's in a prison that's just called the Gulag.
I mean, but they are cast on for specific reasons. Like,
I know, but there's a thing that's I think it's funny. I'm going to say it's funny in that movie, which is there's one guy who's in solitary confinement the whole movie.
Yes.
And like you hear his voice occasionally, and there's one moment where he pops out because he's got a great singing voice, and it's Josh Groban.
Well, yes, it's obviously Josh Groban the entire time.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There is the randomness also happens in Muppet Most Wanted because like there's also like a guy who's like the Great Escapo or something, and it's Tom Hiddleston. For no reason, none.
I mean, and that goes back to like the Muppet movie, right? Like the use of celebrity cameos who are just kind of like in a scene or like essentially walk across, have one line, but it really does come down to like how well has it's like here's your one joke. How well has that joke like been structured? Right. Is it actually funny?
Yeah, I have a question.
Like, and some of the musical ones, so like Feist just kind of like. There's Feist for 3 seconds is like, well, that's fine. She's a musician. But like, yeah, some of the other cameo jokes, just kind of not there.
So very quickly, Todd, I know you, watched the one-off for now, the Muppet Show special. Dan, have you had a chance to watch it yet or no?
No, cause it's Disney Plus exclusive at the moment. So I need to wait for the Disney Plus of the high seas to
I am not exactly enthused for Disney era Muppets, so I missed it, or I would have missed it if not for the fact that I'm doing this podcast. But it was pretty solid. It was I would buy that pilot. I assume they're waiting to see how it goes over.
I believe that the last time I checked, it was at like 8.5 million views, which feels good.
We'll see. I don't know I have no idea what measurements are. So.
I don't either. Here's what I'll say about that Muppet special. First of all, called it many moons ago, as you know. I mean, my pitch for how it was going to play out was different, but did I or did I not say Sabrina Carpenter Muppets?
I mean, like you deserve credit for predicting that or calling that, but let's be real, not that much credit.
I know.
Like this is not like, this is not the gift of prophecy here.
It's like, I mean, come on, a little. There was no guarantee that the Muppets were going to come back.
Right, that's fair.
So,
but like the Muppets and a Carpenter.
There you go.
Yeah, that. Like if, Sabrina Carpenter being on the Muppets, like if you were going to bring the Muppets back, I assume you break the bank to get Sabrina Carpenter on it because like who else would make more sense?
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. So for people that don't know and don't feel like, I don't even remember what episode it's from. My prediction was Sabrina Carpenter, the Muppets, and my pitch was Sabrina's in love with Kermit and Piggy comes in and is just like what was it was like she kept making jokes like she was like literally a carpenter, like go fix the floor, carpenter, and the thing that they did instead was that I guess that if they continue forward, the idea now is that Kermit and Piggy are just friends, legitimately they're just professional colleagues, and like I don't know if the dating is, I think they may have erased it from the canon or they're just not going to address it. But like the pitch is that like Sabrina Carpenter is in a lawsuit with Ms. Piggy for copyright infringement because she's like constantly trying to be like Ms. Piggy.
Yeah. Like I called that one right away when I saw that they were doing is like Miss Piggy is going to be extremely put off by Sabrina Carpenter's very existence.
Yeah, but it works out. It's like it's kind of the narrative through point. Here's what I'll say about it. I think, like you said, it's solid. I don't think there are any jokes that are so laugh out loud funny. Like nothing comes close to the giant fucking hot dogs bit from the 20. That's my standout joke. There's nothing that is funnier. Like that psych gag, the setup, the execution, the payoff is so good. And there's nothing like that in that one-off Muppet Show. But in general, it's just good straight through, right? Like it's a solid B straight through.
It's like I said, it's a good pilot. It's proof that the Muppets still got juice in them. You can still do this.
Yeah, it's proof of proof of concept. And like, here's what I know. Somebody built those things, right? We built that stuff. You built it. You didn't build it for no reason. Like, I think that they're treating it like it's a Kickstarter. Like, I know they're already going to fucking make more. They just like, they want to make sure that you're interested. They want to like really hype it up. They want to do that thing where it's like, if you want more, you'll watch this 20 times. And like, I think that has paid dividends for them. I think that like that number is high. It's higher than I thought it would be.
I can contextualize 8 million, which is that The Pit. So like certified hit TV show, The Pit, was celebrating that they're at 20 million converted views per episode. So 8 is a little less than half of hit hot, the biggest show right now. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. My instinct is to say that like they were trying to juice that number as much as they could. And I think that that's a good number for the Muppets. Now that stuff is built anyway, all they need to do now is get, for people that don't know, but Todd is certainly aware, when we do our pop music fantasy football thing, whoever takes Megan Thee Stallion, the entire crowd erupts with Megan Thee Stallion here. So here's the thing. We've got Sabrina Carpenter already. My second shot called is Megan Thee Stallion. She has to be on if they make it, and they're going to make it.
It seems really, really like a slam dunk pick. Like, I'm not sure who else would go. It's like the true joy of watching the old Muppets show is just the people, just random people, because they had to fill 23 episodes. So it's like some absolutely forgotten comedian or just someone who just shows up on like talk shows at the time, just famous for being famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, who would you have that you think makes sense? Like, who's you're pulling a name out of a hat? Who you hope you
Clavicular.
It was like, it already had like Seth Rogen and Maya Rudolph on there, and it's like I feel like that kind of person is like probably the person you're gonna get. You're gonna get like a Jimmy Fallon. You're gonna get like a Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, I mean, Maya Rudolph makes so much sense because Maya Rudolph is obsessed with variety shows.
Yeah,
like that's her thing. Is variety shows. I actually think that this should be used as a jumping off point for Sabrina Carpenter to have a variety show. Where's that? Carpenter and Friends.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh God, almost certainly.
Yeah, they tried to make bring back a Muppet show in the 90s. I don't know if any of you remember this.
Are we talking about what was it?
Muppets Tonight.
Muppets Tonight. There we go.
Yeah, with the lobster guy.
I thought he was like a dragon guy. I'm gonna look. His name was Clifford. He was no Kermit. He was like vaguely black coated. I remember.
Yes.
As like I don't know why Kermit couldn't be handling. Like he got promoted to studio head or something. And I was like, well, that's not a good use of your Kermit. Like. I don't know. I don't know if he's been back in anything. Maybe they'll shove Walter where Clifford is now, I guess.
God, I never want to see Walter again as long as I live. At least in Muppets Most Wanted, he's just like, he's the one that realizes that Kermit has been replaced. It's like him and Animal, and that's it.
He is like not terrible in Muppets Most Wanted.
Well, because he's not the main character. He's just kind of like the nerd.
In the entourage, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he could be played by any other character. Like he character-wise, he's a Kermit's nephew, Robin.
Yeah. Which, by the way, one of my favorite bits from Muppets Most Wanted is that like Rizzo is there and like basically complains about how like certain other characters didn't really get represented in the last movie, and he's like, "Come on, Robin." And then like you see Robin on screen and they just walk off together. I was like, this is so good.
Yeah, the moment that you say it is like, oh, right. Like, yeah, Walter is just straight up like the role that in previous films would have been filled by either like Robin if they needed someone sincere, Rizzo if they needed a wisecracker.
Yeah. And I miss Rizzo. Rizzo's like an all-time Muppet for me. It's like Rizzo and Pepe are like way up for me.
I was helping host Desert Bus for Hope this last November, and one of the auction items that we had in the studio was this replica Rizzo. It was so good. It was so good, and I got to like I just like, as long as we had it on set, I got to just sit there and like hold it. I love Rizzo so much. It was so cool. Yeah,
he's very cool, and he's a Muppet Caper character. I believe is his first appearance.
I think so, yeah.
Not my favorite Muppet movie, but like, yeah, ever since then, he has always been like a big standout for me. There are rats in Muppets Take Manhattan, but none of them are Rizzo, I don't think.
Yeah, I think Rizzo might be Muppet Treasure Island original.
No, it's Muppet. I think it's Muppet Caper. I'm pretty confident about this.
Okay. I thought you just said he wasn't Muppet Caper.
No, it is. It's not Muppets Take Manhattan.
No, Muppets Take Manhattan has a bunch of rats that...
okay.
But that are not him. And then in Muppet Caper, they establish a specific rat, and it's Rizzo.
You know, I think we've talked Muppets enough, but like, I want to bring up one last thing, unless you guys have more to say. But Dano, when I asked you to be on the show, you asked me, is this about the Muppet drama? I had not heard about the Muppet drama. Lena, do you know about the Muppet drama?
No.
Okay. The guy who plays Kermit in 2011, and basically ever since Henson died, got kind of shoved out of the company after Muppets, after, you know, the 2010s phase faded out. And he is big mad about it still.
Yeah.
And he has been going off on his blog about how Disney has been ruining the Muppets, and like how I kind of seems like he thinks Kermit is real.
I don't think he treats Kermit as real in a, like, not necessarily in a philosophical sense, right? That like it's that reverence. It's that reverence of like, Kermit is a spiritual force that we must respect, and not a character who is played by a performer in the same way as Macbeth or Hamlet or
Batman,
So this is it's a very difficult amount of beef to sum up in a nutshell, because the people who like care about it so much, and there's so many small details that it's really difficult to like encapsulate them all. But it does kind of feel like a situation where like it's he said, she said, and he and she are both telling the truth to a degree that it's like he's not wrong. Like, it's like, it does seem like Disney kind of, you know, unceremoniously shuffled him out and pressured him into soft retiring, because, you know, they very much do seem to have done that. But also he has, what Disney says is that he was getting just increasingly difficult to work with, and wasn't showing up for projects, or was like trying to like, you know, basically steer the ship from within the role of Kermit. And based on all of his behavior and the way that he has sort of claimed ownership of this character and said that like no one else can spiritually embody Kermit in the way that I can as the heir of Jim Henson. And it's like, okay, you know what? Yeah, no, he seems to not disagree with their version of events. In fact, he almost seems proud and very open about like, yes, I was trying to steer the Muppets as Kermit. I am the leader of the Muppets. And it's like, that's a weird thing to say.
So yeah, like if all of any role that isn't allowed to be, you know, the diva, it's Kermit.
Yeah.
But
I think also, just to be very clear, right? Again, Bill Barretta still doing the Muppets just fine. Dave Goelz still there. The guy who is doing Kermit the Frog now, Matt Vogel, like, has
Not
been
new.
involved for a very long time. And like Eric Jacobson, who has been Ms. Piggy since the 2011 movie, I believe. Actually, you know, I think he might have been doing it even a little bit before on occasion. But like, I think he formally took over because Frank Oz was like, I'm done. Like these people have all been consistently playing these characters for, if not the last 25 years, then like in some cases, the last like 40 to 50. Like these people seem to be able to get along with Disney. And I don't think of them as being like sellouts, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, it's like, he's like, I am the only true Kermit. Like that would be, you know, that would mean something if like Henson had been pushed out. But
yeah, I don't know. It's very strange because the thing is that like, it's harder for me to take it from him. Like, look, I've interviewed Frank Oz. I know that there is some bitterness between him and Disney. It's easier for me to put up with it because the thing is, he has kind of said his piece. And like, if you ask him, he'll be like, yeah, I'm not really happy. Like, to me, this is not the Muppets. But like, he's not like marching out into the streets, like having a field day and like making a meal about it every 5 seconds. Like, that's weird, man.
Like, and it's like none of us here are, you know, defending Disney era Muppets. Like,
No,
it's no one's
it's not
favorite
even
era
about
from the
that.
Muppets. And like, you know, Whitmire is right. He's like, yeah, they have mishandled the property. They're not
visibly
doing it the way Henson would do it. Like, he has a point, and like no one's, and like, you know, I don't know. Like, it's funny. Like, I remember watching Muppets 2011. I was like, man, this guy isn't Henson. The voice is wrong. The voice is just wrong. And then I get to the new guy. It's like, no, this guy is wrong. And I went back to like Muppets 2011. I was like, that's my Kermit. That's the real Kermit. So like, I don't know. Like, it feels. I don't want to be mean to the current Kermit. He doesn't do a very good Kermit. I don't know. Like,
I mean, look, is it that he's not doing a good Kermit, or is it that he foundationally wanted to do a different thing? Like, I think we can critique whether or not that's a good idea or a bad idea, but my instinct is that like he could be doing a more faithful Kermit, and I think he's choosing not to.
You know, we'll see. Like, I'm glad. You know, I think Rogen is a better handler of this property than Siegel was. And, you know, if this doesn't take off, then we'll give it to another stocky comedian to take a crack at it.
Yes, you made this joke. I was like, I don't know who else that's going to be. I just know that, like, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. I would rather, again, Seth Rogen's bit in that half an hour thing was he got cut. I'm way, like, more self-aware than I think Jason Segel was.
You know, I've become weirdly invested in Seth Rogen as an auteur.
Yeah. I can see getting invested in that. He's had an interesting career. Like it's been an arc.
Can't believe he did not get an Oscar nomination for The Fabelmans. He is by far the best actor in that.
He is very good in that. I have like a really, like, my weird thing is that I like the, literally like trying to look up the name of it because of course I can't remember it when I need to think of it. It's a movie where he plays two roles. He plays
An American Pickle.
That's
I watched it because you suggested it to me and I watched it. I
love that movie. I thought that movie was so, it's called An American Pickle. It has a really low rating, but I thought it was so fascinating, right? Like it was a rare instance. Like I don't think of Seth Rogen like doing a lot of like, let me sit down and think about like, what does it actually mean to be Jewish? Like, what did it mean at this time? What does it mean now? What is the legacy of it for me? Like, I thought weirdly well told. Like, I was shocked at how good it was. And like, I think that that's one of those movies that people will look back on and be like, why were we so mean to this movie? It deserves better. An American Pickle deserves better.
Right.
Well, look, I think he is the right guy at this point in his career to handle the Muppets. And if he wants to do that full time and become our new Henson, I think that's the best we're going to get. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they're going to make more Muppet Show, right? It seems like they find. It's funny because like Whitmire's blog was like, they're finally doing a new Muppet Show, just like I told them they should be doing the entire time. Like, just redo the Muppet Show like it was. I was like, yeah, why not? Why haven't we done that yet?
Yeah, that is a good point. Oh, The Lonely Island. That's who we need.
Yeah.
It It is in their wheelhouse. I trust them that they could do it properly, but they gave it to Rogan.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I think that they should at least appear.
Show up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Have them show up.
Or together or separately.
Yeah. I mean, like, the idea of, like, because, like, Rogan's producing. You could have, like, I'm trying to, like, one of the other two guys does a lot of directing, and I'm like, have whichever one of the Lonely Island guys directs, have him come in and, is it Keith?
Keith, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, have Keith come in and direct some Muppets. I bet he'd be good at it, and I bet he'd be very happy.
The thing that will make or break it, here's the ultimate. The thing that will make or break it is whether or not Disney lets them actually be irreverent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's always like the ultimate thing. I mean, we keep talking about it. It's like it is reverence versus irreverence. The Muppets are the latter, and when the more they are the former, the less it works.
The classic Henson anecdote from for one of the movies, they've got this giant ensemble, like 50 puppeteers, doing all of these animals, and there's this one rabbit in the background just going absolutely haywire, and the director's like, cut. Who is that? Who's rabbit number 5? And up stands Jim Henson, who has relegated himself to puppeteering a random background character and is just like giving it, everything and not respecting the process. And that is, I think, that's the spirit of the Muppets. When everybody talks about it, it's like, what's the spirit of the Muppets? It's like, that's the thing that everybody fell in love with, was it's like that, like, gentle anarchy.
Yeah. 2011 Muppets is not the worst Muppets thing I've ever seen. The worst one
space
is
one, the Gonzo.
I haven't seen that one.
Muppet Treasure Island has always stuck out to me as being pretty terrible.
Really?
What?
No, that's a very unpopular take.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. No, I mean, I love Tim Curry. I do not love that movie.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, like, I don't know if any of you have seen Muppet Wizard of Oz. That's brutal. It is really rough. That's got to be the low point. I mean, I haven't seen all the Disney Muppet stuff, but the Muppets 2011, I think, is like the first one since Muppets Wizard of Oz. And so, like, I can see why people were so enthused about it, because, at least we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah. The bottom line, there's some top-notch jokes in this. Movie just doesn't work.
Yeah. But make more Muppet Show. And again, whoever was working on that, I think that they did a good job with the puppets. And there's a bit where Sabrina Carpenter performs Man-Child, and they have like a giant fan, and she's singing it with the chickens, and they put the fan on like ultra pie mode or whatever they call it. And all of the chickens at the end are naked. And Sabrina Carpenter her dress is now a giant feather dress. Let me tell you.
That's good. That's good.
The build on the dress is beautiful. And all I could think was, someone made that. Someone poured their whole ass into that dress. It looks so good. So, if they've got that kind of team that's willing to do that degree of work, they really should keep making it for that alone.
All right. Well, that was our show, everyone.
Thanks for coming. No, I can't do it. I told you, polluted. It's polluted with.
All right. Well, one out of every 3 people can't do a decent Muppet voice, but
yes,
I think the odds are good. All right. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Sorry.